Savings. Hi, everyone. Man? Yeah, good, man. Welcome back. TVI episode. I think it's 213. I think if we're going to go with an official number.
We're like the UFC. They number it, everyone.
That's true. We're doing one quite a cool location. I might need to turn a light off to show people, but I'm currently in my dressing room, having just done a gig. Let's see if we look. Can you see what's out the window there? That's the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm in the dressing rooms of the Sydney Opera House, where I've just done a gig. And
can you walk around and show us on the laptop now?
The webcam's got quite a long thing, but let's see. You see some boats going past there.
Oh yeah, it's all plugged in, isn't it?
Yeah. So
you couldn't walk around backstage and that.
No, but it'll be a bit too hard, I think. So I've got all my mic and everything set up, so it sounds nice.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the famous Sydney Harbour Bridge right there, mate. I'm looking at it through the fucking window.
You walked across it a lot.
No, I don't think I've ever walked across it actually. In all the times I've been to Sydney, you can do the thing with this. You can do the walk over the top, can't you? You know, you can actually strap you in and then walk across.
I used to get buses around when I was in Sydney. I did walk across it once actually with my dad. Yeah, going over to his sister's house in Cremorne.
Oh yeah, I walked.
She died this year.
Sad.
Yeah.
Enos, she was still here.
She was in Sydney. Yeah.
Okay, it's a wicked city, man. Like I've been here for a couple of days.
Yeah, man.
I went for a big walk today around Surrey Hills and then walked up to King's Cross and just went down that way and saw.
Even in King's Cross, like you come off the road and there's like a nice little green bit. That's where I stayed in King's Cross for about a month. Yeah. It's a proper shithole, isn't it?
Well, it's still really a tiny bit rougher than Surrey Hills or something, but they've cleaned it up a lot. It's not as rough as it used to be. It's not like it used to just be like dodgy bars and fucking brothels and strip clubs and stuff. We're back in the good old days, mate.
Fucking, it's all gone, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. All these wankers.
I was staying in a hotel and there was a prostitute in the TV room. The hotel was a dive, man. It was called the Plaza Hotel.
Right.
You might have walked past it, but and there was all heroin needle. There was communal showers, so I had to wear my trainers in the shower because there was needles on the floor and stuff.
Oh man!
And the prostitute's telling me I was only 16, and she's explaining to me how to do heroin, and I was just fascinated, mixing it with this, siphoning it through a cigarette butt, putting it in her and that.
Yeah.
And my dad walked in and just went nuts, man. He was I overheard her.
It was nuts that it was that you were taking his turn on the brass.
Yeah, cock blocking.
But yeah, it's a wicked city. I've really, because we popped in for just for 24 hours or something the other day. But now this time it's 4 days in Sydney. And I forget every time I'm here. I really love it, but I sort of forget how much I like it until I come back. Good food.
Yeah, I'd love to go back, man.
Yeah, it's very nice, and this opera house is mad, mate.
What an iconic venue as well. What was the gig like?
Yeah, it was lovely. Look, I've got a bloody grand piano in my fucking dressing room.
Is that just for you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my rider. I can have a bunch of bananas and
just a couple of
grand piano.
Wine, yeah, a banana and a grand piano. Thank you. That's cool, man.
It's an amazing venue. It was, burp. But there was one. I think there was I couldn't work out if there was he was really drunk or, and this is going to sound bad, or had some difficulties.
Spazzy, yeah.
Couldn't work out if he was just had a few too many drinks or if he was a raspberry. No, but Like,
oh, sorry, my mistake. I didn't know he was a raspberry.
it's funny when the first bit you sound really diplomatic. Yeah, I didn't know if he just had a couple too many wines with dinner, or then you say just a horrific thing afterwards.
When I used to work in sales, we used to have to listen in and tell the people what to say. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there'd be just an earpiece, and you'd be feeding them lines.
Right.
And there was somebody once pitching about it was something to do with disabled access, and I said, but we used to prank them by giving, because their brains turned off. They're just saying what you're saying, and we were like, so it's good for the raspberries.
Oh,
and
my
she
God.
was like, and she said raspberries.
Oh, God.
Because we're trying to get them to advertise in our magazine, you know what I mean? We used to have so much fun, man. It's fucking crazy.
There were different times. There were different times.
It was very bad, yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, but the gig was lovely. And from all I sort of listened to the first bit of Kev's, and he seems to be smashing it, so lovely. But it was, one guy just you know, when somebody you say something like at the end of a sentence and the audience like laugh, but then you just hear one person just go like just shout something, and you're like, oh, here we go. But yeah, he piped up twice and I dealt with it, and then he shut his mouth.
What, he was trying to like just chip in a bit and stuff? I
think so, yeah, but I couldn't really hear him. He was right at the back of the room, so I just had to just it sounded just like noise. It did sound like somebody just going, oh, yeah.
It's sometimes better to just completely pretend you don't even hear it, innit? Even though you're hearing fucking everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun, very fun.
There was a woman on Friday just laughing too much. You know when they're like,
that's annoying.
Yeah, and it's a weird one, isn't it? Because you don't want to like.
But yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's I think when I say annoying, it's not like if somebody's just
putting
laughing,
the audience on, like
when it,
they're
and also
listening to
especially
her.
when it feels performative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, come on, you're just sort of you like the sound of your own laugh a bit too much.
Yeah.
I think I might have done the whole gig with my flies open, which is one point of contention. Which is, but I think they're a trouser, so I don't think they'd be like notably open when I stand up. Let's have a look.
Just a little white willy there.
Like, see that? Hang on a sec. Look, you wouldn't even notice, innit? Look, I think just
get
there.
Your dick out. Sorry, I forgot we're recording. I was just joking.
That's our new Patreon tier. It's us just showing each other our cocks. Need the money, man.
Like Dirk Diggler at the end of Boogie Nights. Just getting in someone's van and just
once a week.
My dick.
One of us. Oh God.
But three listeners to our podcast left. We just go around and wank off. Don't even do podcasts anymore.
But they're paying $1,000 a month on the Patreon, so it's all right.
Just got to sometimes suck their dick.
Oh God. Wow. So yeah. Anyway, it's nice to be doing such a nice venue as well. What I was going to say before we got into that disgusting.
Oh
thing.
Man, I'd love to play that venue.
I mean, it's that thing where like it's sort of dawned on me today. Like, you know, it's like I remember being like 16 watching. Did you used to watch that show where Billy Connolly would go around Australia and he'd ride that bike and he'd do gigs and he'd talk to people and it would cut in bits of his stand up to like just bits of him just talking about Australia and where he was. Like, I remember, I reckon it was late 90s. And that was like my favorite show. He was my favorite comedian at the time. And I remember like him doing the Sydney Opera House and being out on the harbour on a boat and playing his bloody banjo. And it was like a real seminal moment probably in my getting into comedy. And then, yeah, today I just realised like, fuck, I'm actually going to play that venue.
Is he just doing just the one date at the Opera House? Yeah.
One day at the Opera House, 3 at the State Theatre, because the Opera House isn't actually that big, really. Like, you know, it's big.
It's a couple of thousand, yeah.
It's a couple of thousand, yeah. But obviously, like, you know, Kev can sell a lot of tickets, man. So, but like,
it's big in Australia as well. Then, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
No, there was only
Europe.
6 people there.
Yeah, we were going to pull it, but a couple of
did the bar area,
yeah. Oh man, there is a studio here that you can do, like during Sydney Comedy Festival. Some people do shows in the studio. I think it's probably a couple of 100-seater or something. But yeah, I think it's 2000 or 1900 or something. The main auditorium.
So you're in Sydney for a few more nights, are you?
Just 2 more nights. After tonight, we got a show tomorrow, and then we go to Brisbane. No, not Brisbane, Perth, for the final couple of days.
That's good timing, isn't it? That has come when you're in Australia.
Well, that was why it came up. Like I'd already planned to come here for this period, and that's when
a result.
Kev's tour dates went out, and sort of I just went. I mean, I'm in town, mate. If you
should have got him on as a guest, or would you feel a bit cheeky asking?
I'll ask him once we're done with us, or later in the week. It's just it's so relentless. Like you go a bit mental on these sorts of tours. Like it's the most intense tour schedule I've ever done in terms of, it's basically 3 weeks with only a couple of nights off, and it's just because he doesn't want to be away from his family obviously for too long. So he just wants to get in, do the gigs and go home. So like it's been wicked, but like it's like a show, few drinks afterwards. Next day it's like up, travel. Yeah, it's just nice being in Sydney for a few days, like in one hotel and stuff. But like it's So
and how are you getting around and stuff then? The driver?
There's a driver for all the gigs and things, and then you fly in between the cities. Yeah, it's great. It's really fun. But like, you realise how I've been having naps almost every day, and I'm not a napper. But like, you feel just tired. You're constantly on the go. So it's just I've been having like proper. I've had more naps, I reckon, in the last 2.5 weeks than I think I've had in the last 10 years.
Naps
it combined,
though, aren't they?
Mate. I'm well into them now, but obviously it's quite hard. Like having a toddler, it's hard to have a nap, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's because I'm away. I've got the opportunity for a nap.
I didn't bloody. I'm not going to sleep at night really till well late, and I'm not. I didn't wake up this morning. I was supposed to do the school run.
Yeah.
And I just didn't fucking wake up. But I've done it 3 times in 3 weeks. That. Like I ain't done that for like. There's been like a year 100% on time. You know what I mean?
So what time? Like, but you're not even hearing an alarm.
I am, but when you're in your dream still, and you wake up, and I think, oh, that's gone off early. So, I don't know, but I'm still in dreamland, so I'm not really, and I'm just like swiping on my phone up, and then just waking up to 9 missed calls.
Because my one with my alarm on the iPhone, I've got to open it and stop the alarm. If I just click it off the screen, it just snoozes for 8 minutes. So
I can turn mine off maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I woke up at 9. I'm supposed to be down there at 8:20 in my car waiting for Ren.
So what was the fallout? Was it?
I mean, the first time 3 weeks ago, Lucy was just laughing because it's so rare. I don't really do that. I'm quite reliable like that.
Yeah.
She just and then the second time it was I did it like once a week for like 3 weeks now.
Fuck.
And today it was just like you keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is it's a problem. It's not just a bit of fun.
And like Ren's gone in late. Lucy's rushing in her dressing gown. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
But I've got to sort it out.
Yeah, what you need to do is put your phone over the other side of the room, so you have to get out of bed to turn it off.
Yeah, then I can't watch TikToks in the middle of the night all night.
You can't watch grot on your phone all night.
Can't
fall asleep to absolute filth.
Just with some filth playing gently in the background.
It's really loud.
Cuckolding. Some amateur cuckold scene. Some BDSM.
I can only sleep to felching noises nowadays.
It's like my whale music, yeah.
It's like white noise. But yeah, you see, something you need to sort out because my sleep's been shit. Like just because I've been on the go all the time, and by the time the shows finish, we go and get some food, and then we have a few drinks, and like it's late, man. Like if you're having food at 10:45, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to sleep till like 2 or something.
Yeah, I know
So
what you
yeah,
mean.
I definitely am like, my sleep pattern is what I'm normally wicked at sleeping, man. I can just go to bed. I could go to bed at 9 p.m. if I'm not gigging and just be
I
out
wish
like
I
that.
could, man.
But but you must be doing something that's keeping you awake,
I
surely.
feel like, I mean, probably. I've been watching this thing called the Outdoor Boys. It's this guy. He's in Alaska, but he makes his own. Like he just survives out in Alaska in the blizzards. He's
Yeah.
got his backpack but he makes meals. It's fucking. I don't know why I find it so fascinating because it just seems so much hassle when I'm all in bed cozy.
Yeah.
But he's like a real expert. Like he's a really wholesome, nice guy. But he's in Alaska, like in the fucking snow. He dug like a 9-foot deep, like little place to stay. It had stairs. It had a fire. He was making like he's making breakfast, lunch, dinner with desserts, like and it just how he survives on his own. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I really like. I've been watching it every night for like about 2 weeks.
What's it on?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's on YouPorn. Then he just fucks the moose.
He just wanks onto the ice.
But it is fascinating though, like how he can do it, like a little light of flint, and the way he kindles and chops down he properly grafts. Like he chops down like 6 trees.
I used to like Ray Mears was the one I liked, but I preferred Ray Mears to Bear Grylls. You remember?
Hey, Ray Mears a comedian? No,
that's Raymond Mearns.
Oh,
a different guy.
No, that's a different name with different letters.
It's not far off though. But like Ray Mears was the sort of that slightly nerdy, chubby guy who used to do like survivalist stuff. But then he sort of got forgotten about when Bear Grylls came along, because Bear Grylls started making it more extreme. Fucking pissing in a snake skin and drinking it and stuff. All that. Did you ever see the one where Bear Grylls gets stung?
No one needs to do that today.
I know. What's the one where his face swells up? Does he get stung by a bee or something? And like his face swells up. It's fucking funny, man. But like he's a bit of apparently there's a lot of it's like bullshit in it. Like, doesn't he stay in hotels and stuff, and then just for the film?
Probably.
He's out sleeping in a fucking camel carcass.
This guy's like, it's really fascinating.
But yeah, I've been watching loads of films. That's another good thing, actually. That's the one thing about being on the road. You get time on planes and stuff just to watch stuff. I don't really get to watch stuff having a young child, but I've watched shitloads of stuff.
Any good films? Any recommendations?
I watched The Killer. You know, the one that's on Netflix, the one with Michael Fassbender that everyone's talking about. It came out last week.
Any good? I
really liked it. A lot of people that weren't too keen, but I found it quite interesting. It's got a good soundtrack. Like, it's quite a slow paced, not much happens, and he's not actually a very good sort of hitman. Like, it starts with something going wrong and then it goes from there. But it's quite.
I watched Cabin in the Woods the other day. It's dog shit, man.
I really liked Cabin in the Woods.
I mean, it had a different kind of twist with the guys in the offices and that, didn't it?
Yeah, it's really silly, but like I thought it was quite a nice take. I thought it was quite a nice. Yeah, it's very dumb, but like I thought it was quite a funny take on that style of film to have that.
I suppose it was a little bit of a parody kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember just thinking it was quite a laugh. I mean, obviously it gets silly at the end, but like I remember watching on the plane over. I watched John Wick 4. Have you seen any of those?
They're supposed to be good. Are they all right? Yeah.
I mean, the first John Wick was quite entertaining because it's
a bit like Jason Bourne kind of thing, is it?
Well, yeah, but it's just like a guy's dog gets killed, so he just goes on this rampage. It turns out he used to be a hitman. They didn't know that, so he fucking just kills everyone. And it's quite a cool modern action film. And then each film gets more and more ridiculous with how many people are trying to kill him and how he's got to in this one he kills about, I'm going to say 500 people, and it's just relentless.
How come they never get nicked for murder, these guys?
But yeah, it's not. I didn't really. What else did I watch? I remember I wrote a list of what I watched, because I always forget when I watch stuff on planes. When people, and sometimes like someone will ask me, "Oh, what film did you watch?" I can't remember. I watched a film about do you know BlackBerry? Have you heard about? There's a film about the making of BlackBerry phones.
Nah.
It's wicked. It's a bit like the Social Network sort of thing about Facebook. Like it's just about the founders of BlackBerry and like because BlackBerry was the biggest phone in the world at the time, and then the iPhone killed it, like totally just destroyed it overnight almost. And the film is about the founders and how they turned it into the biggest phone in the world and how it fell apart so hard. Like one of them ended up in like almost in prison, and it was fucked. It's a wicked film.
Yeah, I never had a BlackBerry. I remember like that was like about 10 years ago, when it more.
Yeah, I think the last
they were like little computer, like little keyboard and that.
Yeah. The last big BlackBerry, like that was the one that before the iPhone. What was the iPhone came out in like 2008 or something, 2009, or maybe 2000 later than that. I can't remember. 2012.
I don't know. I know it was before that. I had one in 2010, and it won iPhone 1. I think it come out like in 7 maybe or
2007. Oh yeah, it was 29th of June 2007. Yeah, but yeah, it basically just totally killed the BlackBerry, and it's a really fascinating story to hear.
I'm thinking about getting another iPhone. I haven't had an iPhone for years. I've been on the Android, but
it's that thing where if you've got a Mac, it's quite good to have it. You know, you can sync things up and all that. That's the only real. You know, they run themselves a bit more. You know, you don't really have to do anything with iPhones. It does it all for you, innit?
Yeah, maybe.
And you also don't have to say that you're with Android like a loser.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I watched a new Indiana Jones film as well.
Any good?
I thought it was really fun. Again, loads of people thought it was shit. I thought it was well fun, man. If you're like our age, it's like such a nostalgic little trip back to your childhood. You know what I mean? I thought it was.
I used to love Indiana Jones. Like at Christmas, it was on, wasn't it? Temple of Doom.
Mate, I watched it and I found myself the whole time just really loving it. And
what was the Michael Douglas's ones? Do you remember those? Romance in the Stone.
Great film.
That was a wicked film, man.
And The Jewel in the Nile.
Yeah, they were wicked films.
Yeah.
They were almost better than Indiana Jones in some ways.
I don't know if they were better, but they were cool. Michael Douglas was cool, wasn't he?
He's a wicked actor, wasn't he?
Yeah, man. Did you ever hear when he got throat cancer, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
And he claimed it was from oral sex.
Oh, because he was a sex addict, wasn't he?
Yeah. So apparently he was dishing out a bit too much of it and got the big C in his throat.
You can't get cancer from puss, can you?
Pum. I don't think you can. I think
cancer's not contagious, is it?
No, I don't think it is. Especially not. It's not a sexually transmitted disease. Yeah, I feel like it was I don't know if he said it as a little silly thing and it just went like a bit viral.
He was a great 80s actor, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I mean, he's still obviously doing films.
He was, Basic Instinct. He was just quality, man.
Oh yeah, Kirk Douglas is his dad, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just checking the group. We've got some questions we've got to work through. Somebody said they've got a signed Q by Ronnie O'Sullivan. That was a present. What's this? It's been in a cupboard for a few years. This was meaning to get a case to hang on the wall, but my wife has ensured that's a firm no. Has anyone got anything equally pointless? That's not pointless. That's pretty cool having a Q signed by Ronnie O'Sullivan. I've got loads of pointless shit. Nah. You've just got my guitar hanging on your wall.
That's your guitar.
Yeah. Somebody asked, Mayen asked in the group, how did we meet? Like, did you remember the first time we ever gigged together or anything? I'm really bad at remembering stuff like that.
Outside the box. I forget. It might have been 2006 or 5, but it was outside the box. Yeah.
Right.
What year did you win that competition, that Laughing Horse? Because I remember seeing
2006.
I remember I saw you actually at the Gong Show. You and Chris were doing it. I think he won that week. I think you won the week before or something.
Right. That would have probably been end of 2005.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
2006
Yeah.
was when I did Laughing Horse. I'm so
Yeah.
bad at my memory of the early days are so shit. Like, I don't remember nothing, man. Like, I don't remember when I'm first. Like, there's certain gigs I remember just because like the gigs were memorable. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time I gigged with Chris because we did it on that wibbly wobbly boat. Did you ever do that?
I never did that. That was Malcolm Hardy, wasn't it?
Well, it was after Malcolm had died, and it was
Oh.
run by a woman called Caroline Burgess. But like, it was a fake. Like, it was like a. I
Where was it?
remember
Like
that.
Surrey Keys or something?
Yeah, somewhere like that. I can't really remember, but I remember the gig
I
was just
never did it, I
shit.
don't think.
It was just shit.
Was
Like,
it?
weren't fun. Yeah, it was shit, man. Like, just like sort of, yeah, it weren't a fun gig. But yeah, what else? Let me see. Which one of you can do the best Australian accent? That question comes in from Martin.
I reckon it's me, mate.
Go on, seeing as you were born there, it should be instinctive, mate.
G'day, mate. I'm from Tasmania.
Is that actually a Tasmanian accent?
Dunno, no idea. I've got family in Tasmania, actually.
I don't think it's you, mate. I think I've got a better accent than that. It's
Nah, mate. Whereabouts in Scotland is your accent from? My dad had an Aussie accent, so
did he?
but yeah, I've never been good
Proper
at accents.
one.
Yeah, although when he was in Australia, he probably had an English mixture because when he was in Australia, he'd sound a bit English to people.
Right, yeah.
But here he had an Aussie accent here, though. Yeah,
Well,
I never really noticed it until people said,
because people
"Julian."
In London, everyone thinks Hannah's got a Aussie accent. Out when we're back here, everyone says she's turned English. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's another question. Let's do this. If you hadn't become comedians, what line of work would you have gone into? I don't know. I would have stayed in what I was doing and fucking hated it.
Yeah, I mean, I had sort of I did a lot of years of work before I was a comic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did fucking everything, man.
It's
I did sales for about a decade, actually, like 5 years in one company, 5 in another.
You quite liked sales, didn't you? I think you like.
No, I mean, when I was drinking, it was like work hard, play hard. We thought it was Wall Street, you know what I mean?
Selling
But
advertising space.
It weren't Wall Street.
No.
But once I stopped drinking, actually, I did it for another year at that company, and I hardly sold a thing. I just couldn't. I think it was such a toxic environment that once you stop drinking, you can see it and feel it a bit more clearer. Yeah. You know, you're not just fucking. But I just couldn't do it, and I was like one of the top 5% most quarters. Yeah, and then when I stopped drinking and I sorted my life out, I started going to meetings and getting help and that. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just was in there like just so, I don't know, it was brutal.
I suppose it's that thing of like, you know, I remember working in offices and before I did comedy, and like I really enjoyed the social thing, the going out drinking, that it became part of the, you know, the positive side of doing that sort of like a job that I weren't really that keen on. But when I found comedy, I suddenly was like, I realized that like, I know I don't like that. I want to do that. But I suppose it's that thing, if you take away the social aspect of work, you suddenly realize you're just doing work. So, oh God.
I didn't mind the second sales job I did because it was a lot more kind of legitimate, I guess. The first one wasn't illegal, but it wasn't. It was just a bit like it was dodgy.
Not illegal. Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was a big advertising space, but it was a PLC company. Like they were big.
Yeah.
But it was just dodgy. You know what I mean? Like
selling it to grannies.
Yeah. Or no, it's business to business. So you're pitching like we're speaking at like high level people.
Right.
But like pretending I'm on their level. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like as another one businessman to another.
Yeah, one CEO to another.
Yeah, exactly. It was all like that.
You're just munted from lunchtime.
Yeah.
That used to be funny, man. We used to get pissed at lunchtime in my old job. Like proper, sometimes we would get wankered. I'd meet a mate. A mate of mine worked in an office 200 meters down the road. And sometimes like me and maybe a guy or two from my office would meet him. And we'd go and sit in like the Nell Gwyn pub. And we would just fucking put back 4 pints over lunchtime. and then go back and just pretend to do work.
I did that once. I remember necking like 3 pints, which was a lot for me, man. I mean, I definitely had a drink problem, but the quantity, people had more quantity than me, though. But only weight, I was so skinny when I was drinking. I just weren't eating and that. But like, I remember coming back after like properly drunk in the office. We used to do coke and shit, man, like in the day. And like, I remember doing cocaine in the toilet once, walking back into the office, but I walked past the HR room and there's a copper. There was 2 policemen in there. And you know, when you're paranoid on coke, I was 100% certain it was because I just did coke.
They're just going to come straight in and arrest you.
But they were trying to use the offices to stake out something opposite.
Oh, right. Fuck.
Yeah, so it weren't me at all. But I just had a panic attack.
A mate of mine worked in estate agents, and they had the culture in his office of like proper coke, like all day, every day almost. Like there was the estate agents was about 3 doors down from a drug dealer, so they'd just be throughout the day, just nip and get some, like buzz, get some, come back to the office, and it's just fucking like it is that gross thing where like you're bloody renting out houses in wherever, like. You're not fucking, you're not Michael Douglas in Wall Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Weird.
I remember when I got sober, I started to see it more clearly. Like I'd go into the toilets and there'd be like guys looking in the mirror at themselves, trying to get psyched up. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I felt like the young ones were coming up a bit, like, and I just couldn't relate anymore to like, I had no hunger for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first couple of years, I really was quite hungry. And it was almost like a competition, though. Obviously, you're getting commission, but your name would go around the board on all the floors when you get a deal. So it was almost like having a good gig. It was that feeling.
Right. Yeah.
Like you're having a good gig. If you hit a deal, like my happiness came from if I got a deal or not. And if I went a couple of weeks without a deal or a few weeks, I'd be fucking depressed. And it was just based on whether I got a deal or not.
Was it like commission based as well?
Yeah, it was. You had a basic, but it was, you make money from commission. Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah,
but when I first got it, I had no qualifications. Everyone's like privately educated. I'm in this fucking Goode Street in these plush offices. I just thought I'd kind of like I was really like in awe of it all. You know what I mean? When I just come from fucking the streets, man. Like, and then suddenly I'm there with all these. And the job interview I was bad at, the training I was rubbish at. But when it came to like being on the phone and that, I actually weren't bad. You know what I mean?
Right. And, I did.
I fired all the time. It was funny.
Oh, really? I did an interview once for a sales job when I was temping and stuff, and like it was a group interview where you had to get up and do like a pitch. And man, I did the shittest pitch you've ever seen. Like I did not get anywhere near that job, man. And once I did that, I was like, I'm glad I didn't get that job. I don't want to work there, man. I was so embarrassed.
Remember, like,
this was before I'd ever done comedy or anything. But man, it was. Like,
I had to do that, and all the managers were around, and like all of like the other people at the training was around, and we had to stand up. I was absolutely mortified. That's why I thought I could never do stand-up comedy.
Same here.
I just thought I can't. Honestly, I stood there like holding a bit of paper, and they're all around me. They had to ask questions, and you had to try and sell something.
Yeah.
And I just wanted the ground to swallow me. I literally just mumbling. I had nothing. I couldn't even. And you had all these confident, like posh guys, just like rah. But when it came to the actual job, though, these people started to drip. They had too much confidence, and they just couldn't do it. And but I was determined, man. I was fucking like, it was almost like when I started gigging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be in the office till like 10 p.m. sometimes.
Fucking hell.
I remember once being in the office till like 10 p.m. I was the only one in the office, me and the cleaner.
Yeah.
And this is like 3 floors, hundreds of people, and I ended up like. I was waiting for a deal to come back from like America, and I ended up, she gave me the keys to the office and I had to drop them to her other job. Like I was just so like hungry for these deals, man.
Yeah.
Like I've become like hyper focused.
Jesus.
But it's all like so empty though. After a few years, it just meant nothing. What am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chasing nothing.
It's also because you're selling something you don't really give a shit about, innit? If you got your own business and you're selling your own product, whatever, then obviously you've got an investment, but you're just selling a thing for somebody else. That even that thing doesn't really mean anything.
And I'm getting like my like 5% commission on the deal when like
yeah.
But it was fun. There was a lot of fun times. Like, it was a lot of highs. Like, just we had a lot of laughs in the office. Like, so many pranks. Like pranks that were just borderline fucking immoral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was harsh, man. Like, some of the shit. Like, we used to prank each other on the sales team. Like, somebody cancelled my TV license once. Or like somebody would be ringing a girl in the office from my extension and like building up a relationship with her.
Oh man.
Like flirting and that, like from my extension when I was away over weeks. Like, or once my mate was slagging his band member off on an email and I got into his email account and sent it to him. Like but there was no boundaries.
Oh man, brutal.
Like I had a meeting with a solicitor once about something, and they rang ahead the solicitor's office. Like I'd like a couple of hours out of the office as me, saying what they want. Like, I want a cup of tea. You got any food? And like I got there and they were being all weird with me.
Oh man.
One of the worst ones, actually. I used to go to the Marriott Hotel and use the gym like before work, and I'd have a jacuzzi. I'd be all hungover and like in the jacuzzi trying to fucking. And Charlie, my manager, this was my manager as well. We used to do. He's a good mate of mine now. Like, but he rang the guy who managed the like little leisure center and said, "Hi, my wife was in the jacuzzi the other day, and he described me, and said he was wanking off." And as I'm walking out, the guy pulled me to. He was really embarrassed. Oh man! And he was like, "Oh hi, we just had a." And before he'd even started, I was like, "Look, that's a prank. That was my mate." Yeah. And he kind of fake laughed, didn't really get the joke. And then my mate did it again, and like the guy's like, "Look, you can't having a go at me." It was fucking funny, brutal. We had so many brutal pranks, man.
Right, next question. What we're saying here? Somebody said greatest fears, and then followed it up with favorite smells, which is quite funny. But what's your greatest fear? I don't know. I'm not really. I don't really have
something
fears.
Happening to my children, probably.
Yeah, but I suppose is it a fear? It's something you don't want to happen, but I don't. It's not something that I've
general life
ruminate on. Yeah, I don't really like. I'm not somebody who thinks about fears or like, you know. I'm a believer in you cross that bridge when you come to it, sort of thing.
I don't know, man. I feel like I've got an ability to be like, fuck it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if bad times. I mean, except for when you have your heart broken, it's hard to shake off, man.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, just like, unless it's illness, like your children getting ill or like.
Yeah. I mean, that is obviously
family grief.
If I think about that, then that is, I'll be like,
I do worry about my mum passing away. Like, I know that's going to like knock me sideways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know really.
Yeah, I'm not. Favorite smells.
Pussy.
I knew you were gonna say that. It's disgusting.
Pussy and not really. I don't know. Favorite smells. I don't know. I probably don't appreciate smells. I do have. I have nice smells in. I'll tell you what I've got. You know them Airwick plug-in things with the oil.
Yeah.
They fucking do change the game. Like if you plug a few of them in around your house,
oh man,
you walk in and it's like
nice smelling house. Nice smelling house is like, you know, you go around. You know when you go to someone's house and it's a bit fucking smelly. You know, like a bit foisty. They ain't opening the windows.
Yeah, a bit musky.
It's just it's horrible, man. Like I'm a big believer in incense. Like I'll chuck a bit of incense on. get them windows open all the time, even in winter, man. Just get them open for a bit, get some fresh air in.
I sometimes spray that stuff on the carpet, like Fabuloso or whatever it's called. But it just smells nice. I'm saying it wrong. But I like nice smells in the house. Yeah, that kind of weren't on my radar for ages. But in the last year,
when you're young, you don't really give a shit.
I'm lucky that
I've always liked like a scented candle and things. I've always been I don't like bad smells, man. I've one my best mate. He's hypersensitive to bad smells.
Is he?
Like he's always been like that. Like he's just really just visceral. Anything that smells bad, he's like, oh fuck! Like it really messes his head up. Like. Whereas I think maybe I got it off him because I was always a bit unaware, but yeah. But he doesn't like strong smells either. So like if I've got incense on, he finds it a bit strong. Like or if I've got a scented candle on for too long, he thinks it's a bit too strong.
Sensitive nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what my favourite smell is though. I don't know.
Bread. That's the old famous one, isn't it? When they say like bake some bread, it's the nicest. Yeah. One of the most welcoming smells. There's that old wives' tale sort of thing that estate agents used to put a loaf of bread in the ovens when they were trying to sell.
And then years later, they changed it to bleach, though, didn't they? Like it smelled nice, like like a clean bathroom, a clean like that bleachy smell's not bad. I used to like tarmac actually. Petrol. I used to like glue.
Yeah.
There was a guy in Greenwich who used to walk around, Gluey Steve. But he always had a jacket over his shoulder with a plastic bag.
Right.
Like just 100% of the time.
Just huffing glue all the time.
Just huffing glue non-stop.
I don't think I ever did glue. Like
I did a bit, yeah.
Really?
I did a lighter fluid, the aerosol.
Yeah.
My friend died of it when we were 13 in Greenwich Park, man.
God.
I know.
Yeah, I just never did it. I did all the other like actual drugs, but like that one's like luckily missed me by. None of my mates ever got into it.
We used to do lighter fluid, me and a couple of my mates.
When you say do it, what do you mean do it? Like, how do you do lighter?
Like you put it in your mouth instead of putting it in the lighter. You put it in your teeth and you breathe it in.
The aerosol one that you that you fill up clippers with.
When I was like 14, I remember doing it once, and the police raided this block of flats I was in. But when you're on the aerosol, like you're at your nut, you're wow. It's almost like a bit fucking DMT.
It's a bit poppers. Well, do you remember? I used to love poppers, man. Even though it gives you a headache, it's so quickly. But I used to love a little cheeky at a festival, man. Me and my mates would just sniffing.
That's
on them,
a bit headachy, though, isn't it?
It fucks you up. But for 10 seconds, you feel like you're gonna take off. Like your head just goes. Like,
when E's first started to come about, we used to get like amyl nitrate in it.
Yeah.
Used to buy it in like a head shop, like a little bottle of it.
You can buy it just any high street. You walk down the street, you'll see it.
It's quite big in the gay scene, isn't it? Because it opens your batty crease.
Yeah. I remember the first time I ever did it was at Glastonbury when I was like 18 or 19. I went to Glastonbury and somebody said, "Oh, have a go on this," and I
stuck his dick in your eye. Now have a go at this. That was the starter.
but like I was on it all night, just fucking. Oh man! And then the next, I say it was about 5 a.m. I woke up and I was like, oh, it was an emergency, man. Like I just needed to go shit so bad. And obviously it's Glastonbury, so the toilets were just
out.
Get all them little babies out.
Give them birth. All them little quadruplets. Get all those universes out. All those populations. Tippex thinner was another one. You know that stuff you put in Tippex to thin it?
Yeah.
We used to put it on our sleeve and just breathe it in. It was the same effect. The amount of brain cells that died. Yeah, we used to do gas, lighter fluid, and jump in the River Thames.
Oh man!
But I remember being under the river, the murky, dirty water, and just like, wow. It's lucky I was a good swimmer, man. I don't know how I survived.
I've just seen a really exciting update on we've got to wrap up in a sec, so I've got to go. But just if this is I've joined the
fitness
thing. So yeah, I'm in the fitness group that we discussed last time, the spin-off from the
patreon.com/we are TVI. You can join our WhatsApp group, and there's plenty of splinters. One of them now is a fitness one. Got about 26 people in the fitness one. All
fitness one, yeah.
There's a few people resistant to the cold shower program we're going to implement in December.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate cold showers, but I'm not going to do it.
But basically, we've now got a group for steps on a app called, what's the app called? I just downloaded it earlier on, Stride Kick, and we've got a group on Stride Kick where our steps, cool. So it links up anyone who's got if you've got a Fitbit, if you've got a Garmin, whatever, you can all link it up to one place. Because normally you can sort of create a Fitbit group or something, but this one links and I've gone straight in at number one. I just saw an update, top of the leaderboard, mate, after the first week.
I'm probably number last at the moment.
But I'm away. When I'm away, I walk everywhere. You know, I'm always out around. So like, I do get a lot of steps though. I mean, my average steps, I'd say, are on any given week. I reckon I average 13 to 14,000 a day. That's a
good amount. 10 and up's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you know, like, is it America where the average is like 3,000 or something?
I'm probably around that now, maybe, man. Like just the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like from December the 1st, it'd be good to start a fitness thing, like a fitness marathon every day, be accountable for December, and just hit the new year with a new mindset. And
I need to. I mean, I've got the curse of doing my advent calendar, which might take the edge off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's only one drink in it. I can go to the gym after a cocktail.
Pre-workout cocktail.
Pre-workout tequila sunrise. Just get in the gym, just all cocky and just fucking messing shit up.
Just chatting to ladies.
It's like 9 a.m. and I'm like,
just dancing.
What are you saying?
What are you saying, baby? You're looking. Just feel like,
you want some help lifting that, yeah?
And then you just collapse. Then you just start vomiting.
Just die in the sauna from dehydration.
You got many sets left, baby doll.
I ain't seen you in here before. You knew, yeah? Just like being a lech.
Following them around, bugging them.
It's funny, man. But anyway, so people, do sign up, join the WhatsApp groups if you want to get involved in any fitness things. But all right, I better wrap it up, man. I've got to go and see how the end of the show's gone, man. See what's going down.
All right, cool, man.
We'll be back. Next one, I'll probably be in Perth, maybe.
Nice.
And that'll be the last one when I'm on the road, and I'll just be back from Melbourne for a bit.
I'll be in
chilled.
Blackheath.
You'll be Blackheath. Horizontal.
Defos.
Yeah, man. All right. Safe.
Safe things, man.
Let's end the recording and then see everyone next time.